ဖာဖယားကျွန်ုပ်တို့နှလုံးသားပူဆွေးသောအရက်မှာဘယ်တော့မှစိန်လန်းသောအရက်မြင်တွေ့ခွင့်ရမှာ
Just a quick note before today's show. While we have transformed our entire platform to respond to the ongoing crisis, increasing our production of both podcast episodes and blogs, we cannot continue without your support. Please consider making a donation or contributing as a volunteer to support our active engagement at this critical time. I'm really pleased to be joined by the Chin singer David Lai for this episode of Inside Myanmar podcast and what will be his first English interview. And I'm sure he'll do fine and great conversation that follows. So David, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me too.
Right. So before we get into hearing a bit about your story and your background, listeners heard your voice initially on the intro song to this podcast. So can you tell us which song was chosen for the intro leading up to the interview and why you chose that?
Well, for the first intro song, I chose one of my original that I released within this Coup. Actually, it was in February 2021. The title is Ta Maya Robu. That means like I can't make it anymore. Actually, is I composed it that where a brother from Mandalay who was a volunteer at the ground that he was shot through his head, and before he passed away, like I heard from the news and the people that who seen that moment, and he said that he can't make it anymore. It's like he gonna pass away, something like that. And then that night, I composed these songs, and later on, I released this. Yes.
Right. That's really powerful. And that's a really, really good selection to start us off and to learn more about your background as a singer, your upbringing in Chin, and how you've been engaging and responding since the coup was taken over. Now, not all Myanmar celebrities and singers and actors have chosen to engage. Some have done so manyfold, like Paing Takon, have really made the ultimate sacrifice and have put themselves out there. Others, not so much. You have been one artist who was quite well known and had a following before the coup, and you have been at the forefront of among many singers in the country who are standing up, and you're not staying silent. Can you tell us a bit about your decision to use your platform and yourself to engage at this time? I'm sure you must have thought about the risks of doing so and also the advantages. So walk us through what happened when the coup hit and how you decided to use your standing and platform as a singer to respond and advocate.
Well, Joe, it kind of reminds me of the beginning. Like, I think it was in February 1st. As soon as the coup started, the first thing in my mind was, wow, how I'm gonna do? It's like we, the people of Myanmar, our country, have lost future. It's like going back to the old time, which wasn't good because my father and uh, they were like they used to talk about like this kind of event, and then in 2021 it happened again. Like I have no idea how I'm gonna move on and my career, plus not for me, for my brothers, for my young relatives, brothers and sisters, for their education. It's very hard for me to imagine for their future. If they don't get a proper education, like their future is like not sure. Well, for me, it's fine, but the first thing that I thought about was the education of the young generation. And and then later on, like for that whole month, we, including my friends, we like do protesting stuff. Well, I don't know how to say it, but later on it get worse. The intense crackdown where it happened like all over the country. And after 2 months, like around after 3 months, for me, I had to finally move somewhere to escape, uh, like for my safety. And then since I was, or I am a like public figure, since I'm artist, like I have to escape. you know like until now, until today, it's been over a year that I moved to Mizoram alone. Back there, my family were there inside Myanmar, but right now, luckily they could move out to somewhere in Thailand. Well, I guess this is all the answer for now.
Sure, sure. Thanks for that. And so, as the coup hit and you started to see how other celebrities and social influencers responding, I wonder if you could share something of your feeling. Of course, you don't have to name names. I'm not really
Yes,
looking at specific people, but more of like a general sense of people that were immediately standing up and then sustained it and actually took risks, or
yes,
people that were kind not so courageous, maybe being a bit silent and hoping to
yes,
not to want to lose any fans from either side, and maybe even those that were in some kind of support of the military. What did you see of the of other Burmese social influencers and celebrities in their response after the coup?
well, I can criticize them, or however, what we all know that the coup and this this thing is not okay. So artists, most of them, or including me, we know that it's a place to talk about which is good or bad. So, like, we all know that there are artists and who stand for it, or and there are people or artists that who don't, keep silent. I can blame them. Maybe because some people are still inside the country, and for their safety, they have to keep silent. And by saying that, there are artists who are taking risks and giving up on their career and their business, and even their loved ones. And there are a lot of young people out there. They're like trying to take risks of even their life. So they're, well, I don't know. Is it proper to mention here? But uh, there are young people who are willing to fight back the military. You know. So by seeing
Sure.
that, like artists, like singers or actress, like we should be on the side of the people. And even like for myself, I don't think about like I should be to the side of the people or not. My only concern is that I should tell the right thing uh, to the people that who are following my social media. And then if I have like, since I'm a musician and artist musician, I
Mhm.
do compose music, uh, saying showing my feeling on this coup. Yeah.
Right. So, as you chose to start to write and produce songs that were supporting the democracy movement and against the military junta, as you started to do that, what fears did you have? What concerns or hesitations were in
Yes.
your mind in the risks that you were taking?
Yeah. There's a that also remind me one thing. There's one song that actually within this coup, we can say a revolution song. I actually did like three songs. Like one of it is called like Journey to Freedom, in Burmese Lula Chen Sido, which before I released this piece, I I had a huge concern on my safety, so I have to leave my family back in Rangoon and move out quickly to the border of India, uh, in Mizoram state. Um, um, Within this coup, I produced my original three songs. One of it was "The Last Battle." Uh, Actually, this one, me and one CDM support team, Chin, collaborate and compose together this piece. Before I released the last battle song, I was in a huge concern on my safety, so I have to leave my family in Rangoon and move quickly to the border of India. Uh, After I get to India, well, I release these songs. It's about like, don't give up, move on, and like it's more about supporting the CDM, civil disobedience movement. So during this coup, actually releasing like revolution songs actually is a risk, and for me, I had a it was very hard to think about my future if I released this kind of songs to the public, and like if the military if they want it, they can arrest me and put in jail or whatever. And then one other thing that my concern is my family's safety. One is One good thing is that most people doesn't know where I lived in Rangoon. So uh, for my family safety is a good thing. However, while I was in Mizoram, until now, my family safety was the most I concerned about, and because of the safety, I couldn't do as much as I can. I couldn't show my support, and I couldn't do like openly most of the stuff. It's all because like for my family's safety. Yeah. Well, those are all the risks that I was taking. Yeah.
Right. So, let's take a listen to the song that you just described here. Again, the name of the song is The Last Battle.
Solo que ya vive, pisa po ba mama chande, doka jare, lako miao. Chile nai ga pien chande, thuita ga long wa mi yan le, tane tai de, lako miao. ne ya ne do shi de Gao no makane la dwe Na ga dwe shao no makane kana le do a tin ta he But do ma la yin le Da dai pwe Man ya dwe dai pwe Show ma be lai ne ma ne pyan dwe Sa shao me ma we do de on pwe She go she ma pin ma di tai pwe Pi nei mu chang chang mu de shi pse nga let ko miao Oh a mie pye she ma pin ma di de chain a song ti pi tu ri na yat ti a tan ne tai ne let ko miao Man ya ne do shi de Oh gao no ma can Let dwe Na ga dwe shao no makane kana le do a tin ta he But do ma lai yin le Da dai pwe Man ya dwe dai pwe Show ma be lai ne ma na pyan dwe Sa show me ma we do de on way Show me be like name and neptune dream That show me my way to the on way
So that was The Last Battle by my guest, David Lai. This was a song, a revolutionary song meant to inspire and to encourage those that were resisting the military coup. David, can you share what do you feel is the role of singers, musicians, rappers, heavy metal, whatever type of music there is, your genre among all of them? What do you feel is the role of musicians and singers, bands during this time of revolution?
Well, music is like a universal language. Like you don't need to literally understand the lyric, just feel the music and it can bring us together. During this time, we have a band group, like we just founded within this time called Guys from Chin, where me and two artists called Benjamin Sum and Thong Boy. We both three of us are from Chin artists. Well, during this time in Chin State, uh, there are a lot of groups and other group like different group came up and uh, um, for us to unite, we need artists like Chin artists for Chin State. We need Chin artists to bring all the ethnic groups and all the tribes from the Chin State together so that we don't fight each other. What we are focusing is to fight the military junta or on back. Yeah. So what our main purpose of the guys from Chin was like since we are artists from Chin State from a different ethnic groups, by combining three of us and with music we can share our music. It doesn't need to be a revolution music. It just have to be the music and a group that bring us together to show the Chin people that no matter what, in music we are together. So in the ground or any group or uh, any tribes from Chin State, we just have to be together to make us strong. That was our like focus. So like that is also one of the artist's role, that by music we can bring peace and unity, and we can eliminate or reduce hatred. Well, within this time, even in Chin State, like there are a lot of conflict in Chin State between, as I mentioned, between ethnic groups. So uh, by combining three of us from a different group, it's like it's just showing that we are together no matter what.
Right. You mentioned there are a lot of conflicts going on within Shin communities. That's not even looking at like the democracy movement and the
Yes.
military. And this is something that many listeners might not know of. Chin, of course, is extremely diverse. There's a very diverse range of Chin
Yes.
communities with different languages, dialects, customs, etc. And so, can you tell us a bit about some of the challenges that have been going on in Chin and some of the conflicts between these groups and how it's played out?
Well, I'm not sure that it is appropriate to mention like in detail, um, but as far as I can understand, there are a lot of uh, like diverse, yeah, very diverse Chin State is, and since like conflicts is very complicated, but it's not a huge problem because it's already fixed, and there have like mutual understanding between us, between every one of us. Um, so one thing, the military coup make us united. So the answer was to fight back the military coup with all the thing that we get, not to divide us. You know, actually, diversity is a beauty, and differences of tribe and um, what culture, differences of culture and tribe are just the beauty. We don't have to mess around with it. That's what I know. Like s- uh, being united, like we can fight better, we can do better in every way. Uh, so everything started from the military coup, to fight the military, to fight back or to get back our freedom. So of course there are a lot of conflicts between, like that can be small or big. We can forget about our main purpose, which is to fight, to get back our freedom. You know. Oh well, it's so hard.
Mm, yeah, I understand that. How have you noticed your music has changed since when the coup broke? Have you noticed like a change in the kind of music you're producing, whether that's the style or the lyrics or whatever else? If someone were to come and listen to all of your music portfolio before February 2021, what would they notice as difference between then and now?
Well, before before this happened, like I never released even like motivation song, just one motivational song. All the songs that I released was love songs, and yeah, apart like from a love song, all love song and gospel songs. After this, people can see like I do a lot linked to the revolution from my music part. Yeah, there's a huge difference. Yeah.
Right. So a difference in kind of the revolutionary feel is in terms of like the style of the songs. Like if one were to not know any of the words but just hear the music, do you feel like there's a difference between how you were making music before and now?
Yes, one thing that I notice these days, like my feeling changes. Before this, I don't even know how to feel at the song, like even while singing, because professionals, we're always busy with technique and music ideas. We barely care about the feeling, to put the feeling on the song, that even cover songs. But these days, it maybe it's because of the environment that I'm living in, or the situation that I'm living in. Whenever I sing, like we do fundraising, like at least twice a month. While we are doing fundraising, that I sing. Uh, well, while I sing, it really, if it is a sad song, it really hurts me more. And if it's a motivational song, I feel like I need motivation. I myself need motivation while I sing. It's not that I give motivation to the audience by singing motivational song, but the way I sing, like, became like I need motivational, and while I sing it's just for me. So I think it is also the changes. Like even my friends can feel it, like the way you perform, what they said, the way you perform and the way you put your feeling into the song is changed a lot. Maybe it's improvement, or I don't know.
That's really interesting. So I totally understand what you mean by like being an artist, you're so much more concerned about the technical elements all being
Mhm.
correctly. And sometimes you don't even really feel the impact of what you're doing because you're so attuned to wanting the technical part to be at a high level. And so you're saying that since the coup, you're actually emotionally impacted yourself by the songs that you're producing. That's quite interesting.
Yes, yes. Wow, emotionally impact. I like that. Exactly, exactly.
Right, right. Well, let's take a listen to another post-revolutionary song that you did. Tell us what song we're gonna hear next and a bit of background, and meaning about that song.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Journey to Freedom. Journey to Freedom is also one of the songs that I produced during this time. Actually, Joa, is about moving straight forward, not looking back. Maybe we have the lyric. I'm just telling the lyric of the songs, which is like we are on the path away to a freedom. Like maybe we have some hard feeling or hardship, that bad memories maybe that we had, but um, it's okay. Just don't forget about it, but don't look back, because it might stop. Uh, it might be yeah, it might be a barrier on our way, but just don't forget it. It's also a potential. You know, there might be differences between me, a Chin person, between a Burmese person, but it can divide us if we have the same part, if we have the same future. So our future is to reach to that goal, where where the freedom is. So that's all about, like, just let's unite it and go straight forward. Don't look back. It's like that. Yeah. I want to show that song. Yeah. In Burmese, Lula Chin Sito. Yeah.
Le Legencito.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so with that, let's take a listen to Journey to Freedom.
What are များကြစင်ကြင်စင်စားအဖို့တဲ့တော့ရှိမှာအာတင်ပြီးတော့ရှောက်ကြမယ်တငယ်ချင်းတရားမြတ်တာမှုရှိတဲ့နေရာကြီး hey 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 နာဒီချက်ကိုစီရှိကြတာပဲငါတို့ဒီပါတဲ့မေးတော့မပြေတဲ့ဒီရေပန်းချင်းတူရင်ခွဲကြနေတယ်ငါတို့ပဲလေယာနီနီလေးပါပဲဒီခုတော့ရှိတဲ့လမ်းမလွဲလိုက်ပါနဲ့ ငါဟာလည်းနဲ့ဘာမှမရှိတဲ့ကောင်ယုံကြည်ခြင်းနဲ့ငါတို့ကြွေးကြော်လူလက်ချေဟာဒိုးလက်တဲ့ပါအတင်ပြီးတော့သွားကြမယ်တငယ်ချင်းတရားမြတ်တာမှုရှိတဲ့နေရာကြီး hey 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 နာဒီချက်ကိုဒီရှိကြတာပဲငါတို့ဒီပါလေမေးတော့မပြေတဲ့ဒီရေမချင်းတူရင်ခွဲကြမနေနဲ့ငါတို့ပဲလိုက်တွေစီလုံးကြပါမယ်ဒီခုတော့ရှိတဲ့လမ်းမလွဲလိုက်ပါနဲ့ ပြုံးပြုံးလေးနဲ့ရှေ့ဆက်တို့မဲ့ညလေးတဲ့ပန်းတိုင်းမဝေးဘူးရှိမှာ I am ပြင်းနဲ့ရှေ့ဆက်တို့မှာနာဒီချက်ကိုစီရှိကြတာပဲငါတို့ဒီပါတယ်မေတော့မပြင်းနဲ့ရေမချင်းတူရင်ခွဲကြမနေနဲ့ငါတို့ပဲလေယာနီနီလေးပါနာဒီချက်ကိုစီရှိကြတာပဲငါတို့ဒီပါလေမေတော့မပြင်းနဲ့ဒီရေမချင်းတူရင်ခွဲကြမနေနဲ့ငါတို့ပဲလေယာနီနီလေးပါပဲခုတော့ရှိတဲ့လမ်းမလွဲလိုက်ပါနဲ့
That was Journey to Freedom, another great post-revolutionary song. Let's back up in time a bit. We've been looking at what happened after the coup. Let's talk about before the coup. David, you're from Chin State. You're
Yes.
part of the Chin ethnicity. Can you share a bit about the community and where you grew up and what led to your interest in music?
Right. Well, yes, I'm a Chin. I'm from Matupi. Is Matupi township? Is a township name, and from Mara tribe. Mara. I'm from. We can say that Mara. Yes, and in around 2000, my family moved to Rangoon. Since then, we stay until today in Rangoon. My father was a school teacher back then, and then he stopped working it and start in a mission work. Our family is a Christian, so my father, mother, when they get to Yangon, they start their mission work, and my father is also a good musician, and I don't hear much about it, but his friends, after like I became a singer, his old friend and they used to come and tell me like, "Whoa, you look like your father. Like your father is way better than you." He's really good at guitar, and his singing is a lot better than you. They used to tell me that. Actually, I
Mm.
was so proud that my father is one of. I mean, he was also a musician. That all I know was he's a school teacher, and later on a missionary, and well, I know that he played guitar. He used to sing in front of me, but I I really don't know that he also was a good musician, you know. And then maybe because of him or my mother, I have like a huge interest in music. While I was grade 4 to 5, I used to uh, give harmony give part, like sing tenor or alto, while my brother and sister were singing. Uh, well, this is also because they taught me how to sing, maybe. And later in 2008 or 9, that I became like teenage, I also sing on churches and school event. That's how I maybe grew up in my music career. But until that time, I don't have any interest at to become a musician or a singer, you know. And then later on, around 2012, 2013 and 14, uh, I continue my college in Shillong, India. And after I come back from Shillong to Rangoon, then only I my friends, they forced me to go to a competition. You know, it was a very famous back then. The competition name was Emasonya, Emasonya, Yatapa. In that competition is the national wide competition, and then I compete there, and well, by the grace of God, I won it. I won it, and that's how I start my career.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. What were some of your musical influences growing up? What inspired you? What did you listen to?
Yes. Until today, since my childhood, my favorite artist is Myoji, from Myanmar. He is a very good rock singer, and because of him, I love singing.
Hmm.
And sometimes people say that like the way I sing also a little influenced by him. Well, uh, I like it because he is also my idol. That the one I look above, or I don't know, look into, or yeah. So some of my technique and the way I sing may be a little influenced by him. And there are other singers like gospel singers like So Win Lwin and Sia Sangpi. They are also my favorite singers. Uh, as I mentioned, like the way I sing also really, really sometimes, uh, very few times identical to them. Is because that I learned how uh, to sing, or some of the Burmese word articulating words is I learned by them, and that is my local Myanmar favorite artist. And there one particular artist that I really, really love, like John Mayer. He is from United States.
Right.
Yeah, John Mayer is one of my English singers, one of my favorite.
Hmm.
And yeah, I love the way he play. He's a good guitarist, very, very good. Um, and also because of him, I start uh, eagerness to learn guitar more. than before. You know, the way his play is so unique, and while I pick up guitar, I uh, like most of the song I sing is like his songs.
That's great. That's great. So you've taken us to right at the moment where you first got interested in music and your career was just beginning. Now
Yes.
you're on your path to celebrity and you're refining your music and becoming more popular. Take us on that journey and tell us what that was like as you started to realize you could actually make it as a livelihood as a singer and you could aspire to become one of the popular singers of Myanmar. What was that journey like? What happened?
Well, Joa, I cannot say that it really took off. Well, but I have some uh, amazing records on like which really hits to the audience. Um, but until today, I don't see myself that I'm famous. You know, I don't see myself that my career really took off. I still see myself. I need to work hard. I need to focus on my career, uh, to develop myself each and every day. I still need very uh, hard to try more. I'm not gonna compare with anyone, any artist. Uh, yeah, it's nothing to compare about each other. One thing is that I just don't see myself that I'm famous. You know, so uh, well, let me begin with the time that after I won the competition. Uh, it's I used to at one time I have a really bad experience about stage. Since after that competition, like I won the first prize, and then one event that invite me to sing with the at that dinner, is a wedding dinner. There, very famous artists were there too, like at least 10 of them. Those were famous, like the famous artists that I used to listen their songs. Like it's crazy that to sing with them, and I was really nervous that time. I said it is a bad experience because um, when it's time for me to sing, uh, I bring the note sheet, what we call yeah, note that I handed to the musicians to play the songs for me, and the uh, the songs are new for them, so it's very hard for them to, you know, run through and play right away. It's of course it's also hard for them, but when I singing the tempo is not right, so in the middle I stop them and tell them that the tempo is not right. I want to sing at the slower tempo like that, and then one of the guitarists was so frustrated at me and why didn't you tell it like in the beginning? And actually the tone, his tone was really harsh. I was really because I was really nervous and I was scared, and it's also the first time that I perform with the famous artists, famous singers. So I feel like um, he scolded me. So I even couldn't sing more. Like I don't know how I was feeling, but uh, on the stage, I just sing the song to finish it and come back to the table. I don't know how I sing. I don't even remember how what verses and lyric actually I I sing. So I mean it's really a bad experience. Maybe it's because of my lack knowledge in the music theory or the note stuff and notation. It's it give me it's also give, even though it's a bad experience for me, it also give me a a huge impact or potential to study uh, music more theory. I need to know this. I need to know that, so that uh, I won't be like that again. Actually, I'm not mad at the musicians, the guitarist. Actually, I thank him. Like he gave me, uh, he enlightened me. Yeah.
Hmm. That's great. Well, let's take a listen to one of your early songs when you were first on
Yes.
your way as a musician. Let us know
Yes.
what we're going to listen to now.
Well, I choose one song. Actually, this is re-release song by uh, um, Song Ulai. He's a great artist. Is a great composer too. And this song I want to show is Mokai. Actually, this I put this song in my first album. Uh, and this is a motivational song. And well, a lot of people from Burma like it. Mokai.
Great, Mokai. Let's listen to that song now.
Ngaliman time as a god we so a few dang and alone I'm a bo shout the land I'm piao down since I meet them young him ya on sana ta tolu da diao pitchin Lui go nga quin lotte la de the goddamn y'all in the long pie baby အမြဲတမ်းရှုံးပေးနေတဲ့ငါကိုဂျာနေပြီးဟာတိုင်လှောင်အောင်မလားခဏရရှိတော်လူသားတယောက်ဖြစ်ချင်တယ်တကယ်ဆိုရင်လူဘဝတို့တော်လာပါတယ်စာနာစိတ်များနေပါမသွားစေနဲ့ဘယ်သူတွေတရားပြက်ပြက်အကုန်မပြတ်နဲ့ကွာသောဘူးမိုးကရေများ ငါကွင်းလွတ်တက်လာတယ်တခါတည်းမျောလင်းသလောက်မဖြစ်ပေမဲ့အမြဲတမ်းရှုံးပေးနေတဲ့ငါကိုဂျာနေပြီးဟာတိုင်နှောင်းအောင်မလားခဏရရှိသောလူသားတယောက်ဖြစ်ချင်တယ်တကယ်ဆိုရင်လူဘဝတို့တော်လုံးလာပါတယ်မမနာမြရင်ညို့မြမရှိစေနဲ့ဘယ်သူတွေရပြက်ပြက်ဘုံမပြတ်နဲ့ကွာမတော့ဘူးမိုးကရေများလောကသစ္စာမမှန်ဆိုရငုံရှုံးလက်ကနာရုပ်ချီရာစီအပြုံးမပြတ်သွားစာနာစိတ်ကလေးထားခဲခဲကြမှာမတော့ဘူးမိုးကရေများတကယ်ဆိုရင်တို့တော်လာပါတယ်မမနာမြရင်ညို့မြမရှိစေနဲ့ဘယ်သူတွေတရားပြက်ပြက်ကိုမပြတ်နဲ့ကွာတော့ဘူးမိုးကရေများစာနာစိတ်ကလေးထားအခက်ခဲကြမှာတော့ဘူးမိုးကရေများဘယ်သူတွေတရားပြက်ပြက်မပြတ်နဲ့ကွာမတော့ဘူးမိုးကရေများ
Okay, and that was the song Mokai by David
Yes.
Lai. And you grew up in a Chin Christian community. This is a minority in Myanmar, not only due to the ethnicity, but also the religion. So share a bit about what it was like growing up being an ethnic and religious minority in Myanmar, and also just a little bit of information about the community you grew up in to educate our listeners about that that group?
Yes. Well, as I said, like I grew up in Rangoon. Well, but in Rangoon, a place where there Chin community, of course. I lived in my family lived in a mission compound for many years, like uh, for 5 years. Yeah, we move a lot in Rangoon. We move a lot. I also had to switch schools, like mostly every 2 years. So I barely have like close friends from school because of that. Uh, it's because that my parents are missionaries, so because of their job, we have to move to another place, and also I have to change my school. And uh, mm, well, yeah, Chin community is also a minority in Rangoon. Yeah, and also a Christian community. We can also that it's not a community. I'm not sure it's a community, but being a Christian also is a minority, even in my school. And uh, like in our school, since most of students are Buddhist, and the teachers are Buddhist, like there's a practice as before the class start at the beginning. There's a worshiping, uh, like is a worshiping like for 5 to 10 minutes, uh, saying like praying, and like I don't know how to say it in English. Well, at that time, like since I'm a Christian, I have to stay still by myself. Maybe I worship for myself, but all of the rest of the students are like harmonically singing together. There's also one of a pain
Mm,
because I was little and I feel a little bit shy. Don't blame me. I was a kid, and since I move a lot, change the schools a lot. Sometimes I experience like uh, teachers um, like uh, being what is that? They don't like it, seeing me not doing anything while the rest of the students are praying in like Buddhism practice. There's the first time that we moved to Rangoon, the place was Gonchangong, La Kokong. It was a beautiful place in Rangoon. It's very it's in a countryside, far from the metro city. Um, it's also very weird that the only Chin are like 100% of Burmese except our family. you know
oh, right.
yeah, at that town is a very small town.
Mm,
So
mhm,
my father was a teacher, so it's also his duty to move there
mhm.
and school there. I mean, not teach there. I was like grade one, between 1 and 2, and at school, like like me, I'm like an alien, like a different person from them. I don't know the language. I don't speak Burmese that time,
Mm,
and like students were like, wow, he's like from other country.
right.
Yeah, I don't know the culture. I don't know. It's very hard for me to adapt the environment because I don't know the language. And some like senior students used to come and joke about me, sometimes. But that time, I'm amazed that I could handle like pretty well, because a new place, a very I don't know, is well. It's also being growing up in a place that being alone sometimes. Yeah.
Mm, mhm, right, I can imagine. Let's take a listen to one more of your songs that was maybe from the middle of your career or any time before the revolution started. Something else you want to have our listeners take a peek at today.
Yeah, let me show you one song, which is also from my first album. It's Neminlo Pandilo. Well, it's also uh, my fans really loved it, so I want to show this especially for my beloved fans. We love David Lai. Yeah, I have a fan base like we love David Lai, so called we love David
Mm.
Lai.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a love song composed by
Uh-huh.
Gong Gong, and I include these songs in my first album. Yes.
All right, let's take a listen.
စင်ပြေသလိုလောကမှာခိုးနာရင်လေနေတဲ့နှလုံးသားနေရစိုးစိတ်ဝင်ငါမြင်တဲ့ဝေးဆုံးနေရချစ်တစ်ခုဟာချုံမြိန်နဲ့ပန်းသီးလိုစာလောင်တဲ့နှလုံးဟိန်တဲ့ဝလာကဖြည့်စည်းမဲ့သူတင်မြင်စိတ်ကူကတကယ်တော့မှားခဲ့ပြီဆုံးရံလွယ်တို့နှစ်ယောက်ဟာပြန်မြင်တဲ့ကြောင်းလို့လိုနေစံတားလေးကိုဖြည့်စည်းဖို့အတွက်အရာရာကိုတစ်ချက်ချယုံကြည်မမြင်နိုင်တဲ့စိတ်များအသွေးသားတဲ့ပြန်နှံသွားအသည်နောက်ကျသွားတဲ့အသည်ဘာမစိုးမြင်မတူတော့တုံးနေအောင်တဘိုးချင်းမညီတော့ရှိစမ်းမရဘူးတဖြည်းဖြည်းနီးလုံးငါနှလုံးသားတမြေမြေချွတ်လုံးနေယုံကြည်မိခဲ့သောနင်ချစ်ကချိုမြိန်စေမရတာတကယ်ကိုထိတွေ့ကြည့်မှပူလောင်သွားငါဖြစ်ပါနေဟာတကယ်တော့ဆိုရင်ရင်ကိုချွေတော့နေမင်းကြည့်ပါစိတ်ကူးကတကယ်တော့မှားခဲ့ပြီဆုံးရံလွယ်တို့နှစ်ယောက်ဟာပြန်မြင်တဲ့ကြောင်းလို့လိုနေစံတားလေးကိုဖြည့်စည်းဖို့အတွက်ရာရာကိုတစ်ချက်ချယုံကြည်မမြင်နိုင်တဲ့စိတ်များအသွေးသားတဲ့ပြန်နှံသွားအသည်နောက်ကျသွားတဲ့အသည်ဘာမစိုးမြင်မတူတော့တုံးနေအောင်တဘိုးချင်းမညီတော့ရှိစမ်းမရဘူးတဖြည်းဖြည်းနီးလုံးငါနှလုံးသားတမြေမြေချွတ်လုံးနေယုံကြည်ပြီးခဲ့သောနင်ချစ်ကချိုမြိန်စေမရတာတကယ်ကိုထိတွေ့ကြည့်မှပူလောင်သွားငါဖြစ်ပါနေဟာတကယ်တော့ဆိုရင်ရင်ကိုချွေတော့နေမင်းကြည့်ပါတဖြည်းဖြည်းနီးလုံးငါနှလုံးသားတမြေမြေချွတ်လောင်နေယုံကြည်ပြီးခဲ့သောနင်ချစ်ကချိုမြိန်စေမရတာတကယ်ကိုထိတွေ့ကြည့်မှပူလောင်သွားငါဖြစ်ပါနေဟာတကယ်တော့ဆိုရင်ရင်ကိုချွေတော့နေမင်းကြည့်ပါနေဟာတကယ်တော့ဆိုရင်ရင်ကိုချွေတော့နေမင်းကြည့်ပါ
Okay, and we're back after hearing that love song selection from David Lai. That was before the revolution. As you're deciding what the songs that you're going to produce, do you what language do you sing in? Between Chin language, Burmese, and English? How do you decide what language you want your songs to be in?
Well, as most of my audience only understand. I mean, not only most of my audience are based in Myanmar, so my focus language is, of course, the Burmese songs, and I do sing like Chin songs. But as you know, like there are over 50 different Chin language, so called.
Mm,
and
right, right.
yeah, and I there then I sing Lai song, which is Hakka song, and I can sing a Mara song since I'm a Mara. Well, one thing is that Lai, they don't understand Mara language. Mara, the language is pretty different, and most of Mara people won't understand Lai language. And but I do sing Lai songs. I do sing Chin songs. I mean Mara songs. And now I'm in Mizoram, so I started to sing Mizo songs.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yes, and English songs. Yeah, I love to sing English songs. That when I'm do music production, like composing new melody and new lyric, it's always most of the time it started with humming in English way.
Mm, mhm,
Like it doesn't need to be clear. The um, I like lyric idea. It doesn't have to be like the idea should be this that, but I just humming in English. Sometimes I sing like you know um, lyrics like any words, any English words that doesn't sound uh, right. It's not right. I mean, it's not correct, but I don't care. I just hum in English
mm,
and do melodies like that, and later on I put some lyrics on that, which the vowels and uh, the melodies. We can't just put any lyric on that. uh, Along with the melody it should follow the lyric, you know
mhm.
so I can't like it doesn't have. I don't do that way. What I do is a la ra da ba bi da is that gonna-" something like that,
That's great, that's great.
so that when I put lyric, yeah, it's easier for me to find the right lyric for that particular melody. Yeah.
Mm, oh, that's wonderful, that's wonderful. Uh, I'm also wondering about the entertainment industry during the transition period of the 2010s and particularly 2015 to 20.
Yes.
Before that transition period, there was many controls on art and creativity, and there was a state censor who approved everything from painting to music to literature, poetry, everything. And then
Mm.
in this transition period, there was this greater openness and commercial, artistic, etc. endeavors were pursued and allowed in ways that had never been so in many, many years in the country, many decades. And then, of course, that's changed since the coup. But can you describe what the entertainment industry was like during that transition period as things started to open up and relax?
Well, one thing is that only after 2016 and until now, I start. It was my period of being a singer. Before that, I barely know about the music industry. Uh, the changes of what I know, like after 2015, on at the music industry is like the changes that I notice is like free. It's like a freedom of speech. As a musician, we don't do like public speech. We just uh, put our emotion and what we want to say at the song. So before that, if you like talk bad things about the leaders, is a is not good for you, because you might get um, the I mean you might go to jail, for what you said, uh, if the leaders or if the authorities don't like it. um, when I say the freedom of speech, as a singer, as a musician, music it has a if we talk about it, music is a huge impact at the community. It could bring peace. It could bring uh, like improvement, uh, environment also. Like so, um, since there's more open up in music industry, like we can say whatever we want, we can sing whatever we want. Uh, like there are a lot of good things came up. Like I can compose like if I don't like the government, I can compose that I don't like them. If I want to um, uh, sing like unity with like different religions, Christian, Muslim, Buddhism. There's a majority in a country, so uh, if I want to write about it, I can write and sing about it. Back then, well, it's not possible. It is possible, but it's a risk. It's also a risk. And what we can see after the coup is that everything became to the old day. Like since I'm doing my music, uh, I mean I produce like revolution music. uh, i- if I stay in Yangon, if I stay inside the country, it's not safe for me because I don't have that freedom to sing, to make music. So I lost my freedom after the coup, and yeah, I think it sounds. I mean, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I think you can understand what I want to say. The differences between after the coup and before the coup, as a musician.
Yeah, absolutely. An entire country lost its freedom, not just the artistic voice, which is so valuable and so important, but everyone from all walks of life lost their safety, their rights, and their freedom of expression. We're now over a year and a half since the military coup was launched. How are you feeling about where we're at now? What has surprised you with the last year and a half? And what are your thoughts in going forward?
Yeah, what I can say is that the people will win eventually. Like right now, it's like 50-50. But we're sure that like the truth will always, yeah, win. We will win. As I said, we will win, and that is also I want to say the people will win, the truth will win. Yes, eventually. It might take a little bit longer than we expected because at the first time I thought that it would disappear within like 5 to 6 months, and it's been over a year. Many people like their spirits are getting down. Well, it's normal that to feel down, but we have to focus on our journey, that never forget that we will win. So there's the spirits that we're taking in.
Right, right. And looking at this past year and a half of the resistance movement, what has happened that has been unexpected to you that you would not have thought when this on February 1st, 2021, you would not have expected to see what developed? What has stood out as being something that has been unexpected or surprising?
Surprisingly, their differences group were founded after after 3 months of the coup. Uh, it's also impact to the Chin state, new newly people armed forces like CDF and PDF. It's like we have to protect ourselves, and we have to be ready if uh, for any circumstance that we're gonna meet afterward. Well, thank you very much for inviting me. Yeah, and what I want to say is like since it's revolution time, uh, If for the audience, not to give up, because we will win eventually. It might take longer than we expected, but we have to keep in mind that if we don't fight till the end today, it will bring us the time that we lost our freedom. We already experienced the taste of freedoms about for 5 years, and we know that we don't want to lose it again. So, like those people, uh, everyone have our own role. As a musician, as an artist like me, I have my own role. I can help, or I can support, I can push this revolution by fundraising, by singing. That's what I have been doing, and by helping humanitarian assistance like refugee IDPs, because if we don't help them, for me, it's hard for them even to have a meal. So it's my role, and there are young people whose roles are like staying at the ground, and there are people that what you can do is while we raise fund, you can donate on that fund. There are a lot of foundations there that you can reach out, and the main important thing that even if we if even if we don't have to do financially, is that mentally we have to stay strong, we have to stay still, that the trust that we have had, we must keep it and move forward with that spirit. Oh, I think that's all I want to say.
Thank you for that. Thank you. You've gotten through your first interview in English, and you did just fine.
No way. I will never do that again.
Well, I think you'll disappoint your fans by saying that, but we really appreciate the time that you spent with us.
Yeah, I do appreciate it too. Well, for so patient with me.
Yeah, so we have one more song to listen to that is gonna play on the
Yes.
outro to this episode. Walk us through
Yes.
the song that you've chosen for the outro.
Yes, actually, I chose one Mara song, one we can say Chin song. It's a Fight for Freedom. All the Maraland artists and David Lai me, we collaborate together and release these songs. That actually, these Mara artists are not from our country, not from my country, Myanmar. They are from India, Mizoram state, and they just want to show how they feel bad about our country, that the crisis, and how they support to the revolution. The songs prove that those artists from outside the country, from another country, they are brothers and sisters for us. They have a huge concern on us, and they really support us. Actually, with this song, is a song that is a song that me, David Lai, and the Maryland artists collaborate together.
Okay, great. Let's listen to that in the outro, and thanks again for taking the time.
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ freedom.
I'll be honest, not only is asking for donations my least favorite thing in the world to do, I find it pretty uncomfortable as well. Yet, it is an unavoidable but necessary task in order to ensure that our platform can continue to bring you stories from post-coup Myanmar. And unfortunately, the truth of the matter is that there is a basic minimum cost to keep our engine humming. So please allow me to take a moment for that least favorite and uncomfortable thing to do, and ask sincerely for your generosity in supporting our mission. If you found value in today's show and think others might as well, we ask that you take a moment to consider supporting our work. Thank you for taking the time to hear our spiel. And with that, it's off to work on the next episode. If you would like to join in our mission to support those in Myanmar who are being impacted by the military coup, we welcome your contribution in any form, currency, or transfer method. Your donation will go on to support a wide range of humanitarian and media missions, aiding those local communities who need it most. Donations are directed to such causes as the Civil Disobedience Movement, CDM, families of deceased victims, internally displaced person IDP camps, food for impoverished communities, military defection campaigns, undercover journalists, refugee camps, monasteries and nunneries, education initiatives, the purchasing of protective equipment and medical supplies, COVID relief, and more. We also make sure that our donation fund supports a diverse range of religious and ethnic groups across the country. We invite you to visit our website to learn more about past projects, as well as upcoming needs. You can give a general donation or earmark your contribution to a specific activity or project you would like to support, perhaps even something you heard about in this very episode. All of this humanitarian work is carried out by our nonprofit mission, Better Burma. Any donation you give on our Insight Myanmar website is directed towards this fund. Alternatively, you can also visit the Better Burma website, betterburma.org, and donate directly there. In either case, your donation goes to the same cause in both websites except credit card. You can also give via PayPal by going to paypal.me/betterburma. Additionally, we can take donations through Patreon, Venmo, GoFundMe, and Cash App. Simply search Better Burma on each platform and you'll find our account. You can also visit either website for specific links to these respective accounts or email us at info@betterburma.org. That's Better Burma, one word, spelled BETTERBURMA.org. If you would like to give it another way, please contact us. We also invite you to check out our range of handicrafts that are sourced from vulnerable artisan communities across Myanmar, available at alokacrafts.com. Any purchase will not only support these artisan communities, but also our nonprofit's wider mission. That's Aloka Crafts, spelled ALOKACRAFTS, one word, alokacrafts.com. Thank you so much for your kind consideration and support.
Yeah.